Today we're going to read a book called Carlos and Carmen, Over the Fence. It is about Carlos and Carmen meeting their new neighbor. Let's check it out. Table of Contents. Chapter 1, Hula-Hoop Fun. Chapter 2, Fence Trouble. Chapter 3, Tunnels and Magic. Chapter 4, A Pirate Welcome. Before we start, I want to let you know that this is a realistic fiction book. It has realistic characters that can be like you and me. It has a realistic setting, a place that people can really go to. It also has a realistic problem and solution in the story. So pay attention and see if you can find the characters, setting, problem, and solution as we read. The author is Kirsten McDonald. Let's start. Chapter 1, Hula-Hoop Fun. Mira, Carmen, shouted Carlos. He threw his hula hoop up in the air. He put his arms over his head. The hula hoop swished down around him. Mi turno, said Carmen, reaching for her hula hoop. Carmen threw it into the air. She put her arms up high. Ouch, she said as the hula hoop bounced off her hands. Otra vez, said Carlos. You can do it. Carmen tried again. She threw the hula hoop up. Then she watched in disbelief as the hula hoop swished down around Carlos. Awesome, said Carlos. Can you do it if I'm running? Yo no sé, said Carmen. But I'm ready to try. Yo también, said Carlos as he ran toward the back fence. Carmen slung the hula hoop toward Carlos. It soared through the air and crashed into Carlos' arms. Otra vez, Carlos said. You can do it, Carmencita. Carmen held the hula hoop with both hands. She leaned back and threw the hula hoop as hard as she could. Up, up, up it went. Then it swished down around Carlos. Hooray, shouted Carlos. You did it, Carmencita. Double hooray, shouted Carmen. Let's do it again. Let's go for a triple hooray, said Carlos. He ran toward the back fence. Once more, Carmen threw the hula hoop as hard as she could. It sailed through the air. It sailed over the backyard grass. It sailed over her brother. It sailed over the backyard fence. Chapter 2, Fence Trouble. Rats, said Carlos, peeking through a crack in the fence. Double rats, said Carmen as she joined her brother. Through the crack, the twins could see weedy grass. They could see the scraggly bushes around the empty house, and they could see a lot of their things. I can see my hula hoop, said Carmen. Yo también, said Carlos. And I can see our big purple pelota. Mira, said Carmen. I even think I see our missing beanbag. How are we going to get our cosas back? Carlos asked. Yo no sé, said Carmen. It was a problem. A bouncy twirly over the fence problem. I've got an idea, said Carlos. You can boost me over the fence. Carmen laced her fingers together. Carlos stepped into his sister's hands. He teetered. Carmen tottered. Then they both tumbled to the grass. I've got an idea, said Carmen. Let's use the deck chairs to get over the fence. The twins ran to the deck. They each grabbed a chair and took it back to the fence. They stood in the chairs. They stretched up high, but they couldn't reach the top of the fence. Maybe there's a loose board in the fence, Carlos suggested. Carlos and Carmen walked along the fence. Carmen pushed up high. Carlos pushed down low. They tested every board, but not one moved. Rats, said Carlos. Double rats, said Carmen. We can't get over the fence, said Carlos, and we can't get through it. added Carmen. Then Carlos looked at Carmen. Carmen looked at Carlos. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? They said at the same time. And because they were twins, they were. Chapter 3. I wonder how they're going to solve this problem, boys and girls. Let's find out. Tunnels and magic. Carlos and Carmen ran to the storage shed. They put aside their bikes and grabbed 2 shovels. Then they ran back to the fence. We'll dig a tunnel, said Carmen, and get back all of our cosas, our things, finished Carlos. The twins dug quickly. The hole got wider and it got deeper. The twins were so busy digging that they didn't hear the truck. They were so busy digging that they didn't hear the people. They dug and they dug, but soon there were rocks and roots. This is going to take forever, said Carlos. There are too many rocks and roots, said Carmen. The twins tossed their shovels into the hole. They slumped onto the grass. I don't think we'll ever get our cosas back, said Carmen. Yo tampoco, agreed Carlos. I wish we were magic, said Carmen. We could just use our magic to get our cosas back. Just then, a beanbag sailed over the fence. It flopped down next to them. Carlos and Carmen sat up. They stared at the beanbag in disbelief. Well, what just happened? Asked Carmen. Tell us. We're magic after all, said Carlos. Chapter 4. A pirate welcome. Carlos scrambled over to get the beanbag. Suddenly, a purple ball soared over the fence. Our pelota, shouted Carmen. Next, a hula hoop twirled over the fence. Your hula hoop, shouted Carlos. We must be super magic. Carmen ran with the ball to the crack in the fence. Carlos, she called, come here. Mira. Carlos joined Carmen and they peeked through the crack. They saw a moving truck parked in the weedy grass. They saw a gray cat under the scraggly bushes. I think people are moving into that empty casa house, she said. I think we have new vecinos, added Carlos. New neighbors. Just then, Carlos and Carmen saw a head poking over the fence. Ahoy there, said a girl peeking over the fence. She wore a pirate's eye patch and a big grin. I'm Lola, said the girl. Then she pointed to the gray cat and said, and that's Moon. I'm Carmen, said Carmen. And I'm Carlos, said Carlos. And that's Spooky, said Carmen, pointing to their cat. The twins looked at each other and smiled. Using their best pirate voices, they said, Arg, welcome to the neighborhood. And here is some vocabulary, some of the Spanish words in this story translated to English. So, casa is house, cosas are things, mi turno, my turn, mira, look, otra vez, another time, pelota, ball, tal vez, maybe, vecinos, neighbors. Yo no sé, I don't know. Yo también, me too. Yo tampoco, me neither. So, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that story with me. As you can tell, the 2 main characters were Carlos and Carmen. And where did the story take place? Where is the setting of this book? Well, in the backyard, of course. What time of day was this story? It was during the day. That is also part of the setting. What was the problem that the children had? Well, they lost their hula hoop. It went over the fence, and they couldn't get it back. They had many attempts at trying to get their hula hoop back, but none of those attempts worked. Finally, their problem was solved. A new neighbor moved in to the house next door, and the little girl who lives there threw over all of their toys. That is how the problem was solved, and everyone was happy at the end. I hope you realized and noticed how this was a realistic fiction story. All these problems could happen in real life, and the characters are realistic, just like you. I hope you have a wonderful day, boys and girls. Thanks for reading. Bye.